Nobody apparently ever debunks Candy Owens' claims because apparently, according to this crazy psychopathic dingbat, she makes damn well sure that she has solid proof. Her solid proof, ladies and gentlemen, is trust me, bro, I know no things. I don't know no, but I know no things. Does that sound like it is solid proof and solid evidence to you guys? I don't think so. And to be quite honest with you all, I've got video after video after video debunking pretty much everything that she's been saying, all of her lies. So when she says that nobody ever debunks me, that's a lie in and of itself, right? Massive, massive lie because there's so many people out there. There's like Nathan Livingston, for example, Seth Dillon, heaps and heaps of people with common sense and with brains are debunking this crazy dingbat's lies in real time, usually. And even Turning Point USA, even Erica Kirk's team, for goodness sake, they're now having to constantly come out and say, this is the truth of the matter because they can't grieve now. Charlie Kirk's death has been turned into a sort of a very provocative conspiracy theory. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. It's quite disgusting to me. It's all because of Candy Owens. Most of her audience members, in fact, all of her audience members, I have a guest to make this statement. They believe everything this crazy dingbat says. Everything. And so they push to the forefront everything she's saying. I mean, hell, last month alone, this woman made $130,000, I believe it was, US, purely just by supers. See, it's quite profitable to lie nowadays, isn't it? It's quite profitable to make all these crazy allegations and assumptions, and none of it has any grounding whatsoever in the truth. You know, I've been noticing all the people that are hell bent on sharing conspiracy theories. They're sharing very provocative statements that have no basis in truth or whatsoever, or even the ones that are just anti-Israel. Now, I don't know if you guys have been noticing this, but I certainly have. Their platforms have been skyrocketing. Majorly so. I mean, sure, my show has grown a little bit, and I'm grateful for the people that actually have a brain and common sense and follow along, but it does not compare. It pales in comparison to the people like Candy Owens, Ian Carroll, and several others that I've been noticing that are skyrocketing. There's a woman that I saw, Isabel Moody. She's got 100,000 on Instagram alone, and that didn't take her long at all. Then she's got X. Because all you need to do, and I've seen the playbook a number of times, and I refuse to do it because I refuse to jeopardize my integrity. It's far more important, so is the truth. It would be so easy for me to just go say all these provocative things and lie, to turn my back against Israel and then start criticizing Israel left, right, and center about literally everything, even though none of it's true. And then I get paid an immense amount of money. This channel just skyrockets to 1 million followers. Because that's what's happening. It happened to Ian Carroll. How do you explain Ian Carroll went from a pizza delivery guy to all of a sudden having 1 million followers on X, being Candy Owens' co-host for a period of time? How do you explain that? You know, it's interesting, isn't it? So these ideas that are coming to the forefront of the conservative movement, and by the way, Candace Owens is not conservative. Neither is Tucker Carlson. Neither is Ian Carroll. Neither is Nick Fuentes. None of these people are real conservatives. But of course, Candy Owens wants you all to know that nobody debunks her. Does that sound like a proud statement to make? Yeah. It's a massive proud statement, if you ask me. Very egotistical. Have a watch of this.
thus far, have you noticed that no one has done that? Like when I say something, they go, oh, she must be lying. Oh, the screenshots must be fake because obviously Charlie didn't say this. Oh, the thing is lying about the Catholic thing. Oh, but nobody's doing any debunking here because I make sure always that I have solid proof of what I am saying before I say it. And I feel that I have been presented with absolute solid proof.
So her solid proof, ladies and gentlemen, are the mummy sleuths of the internet sending her tips at CandaceOwens.com. That's her solid proof. And she makes damn well sure, ladies and gentlemen, that those tips are accurate, even though none of them are. She could get a wild, crazy tip from someone, and she'll go, I'm going to run with that. Case in point today, right? First thing, I want to show you this before we get on to the second thing. The first thing is she decides to challenge Donald Trump Jr. over the bullet that hit Charlie Kirk's neck. Because apparently, according to Candace Owens, it wasn't a miracle. It wasn't. Can't possibly be a miracle. I thought you were a Christian. Oh, no, you're not. I forgot about that. Because Christians actually believe in miracles, you know? And those are actually on the ground and the doctors and all those people that actually know what they're talking about, they said it was a miracle. And God still performs miracles today. But, oh, no, Candace Owens can't possibly be a miracle for me because guess what? A conspiracy theory is more likely. Let's run with that, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to get me more money. And guess what? I think she's just going down the list. She's created a list of all these people she wants to come after. She wants to attack one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. And now it's Donald Trump Jr.'s turn. Have a watch of this.
It's better to say nothing. Okay. It's better to say, I'm just not going to answer that question. The best way you could honor Charlie Kirk, if you can't fight for him for some reason, is to simply say nothing. Because I looked at this clip and it bothered me for a lot of reasons, Don, because I know who you are. I know who you are. You're a hunter. You love to hunt, Don, right? Every picture of you, you're in the wilderness. Your whole life, you love to be in the wild. In fact, you taught me a lot about the wild and a lot about hunting. And my favorite fishing experience is actually with you, right? Fighting back the sea lions or the seals in British Columbia. You know nature. And I'm not going to ask you to go back against the nature of honoring your father, but I am going to ask you not to lie. And as a hunter, if you are not lying, and this is truly what you believe, you trust the investigation, I'm going to need you to make a video saying that you believe that Charlie was shot by a 30-06 in the neck. And that somehow, through the miracle of God, Charlie's neck stopped a 30-06. Not only stopped a 30-06, but was pretty much in good shape, not even destroyed. His neck was not even destroyed by a 30-06. That kind of a miracle, Don. You know hunting, you know guns, and so I'm asking you if this is truly what you believe to clarify that matter. Make a video, sit down with me, look me in the eye and say, Candace, I really do think that Charlie, our friend, because you are his friend, you were his brother, stopped a 30-06 with his neck, which stayed intact. You won't say that, Don. You won't say that because it's untrue. And I think that spiritually, it would mess with you. And the hunters that are listening know that you don't believe that. You know too much. Okay. So again, I'm going to ask you, if you cannot say anything, I understand the ties that bind. I understand Jared and Ivanka and their investments in Israel and the pressure that's coming from the Zionists, to simply be quiet. As his other brothers and sisters and people in the movement, people who don't even know Charlie, get to the bottom of this, because everything we're being sold is absolute BS.
I know who you are. I know who you are, Don. You're a hunter. It doesn't seem right. I think so many people in America know that most people are hunters and that couldn't possibly be real that Charlie Kirk's neck stopped a bullet. I know who you are, Don. You shoot animals all the time, Don. You can't possibly think this is a miracle, Don. Man, this woman just gets my goat all the time. In fact, I am sick to death of hearing this woman. But you know what? Unfortunately, someone has got to keep calling out this crazy lunatic and debunking her, because that's what we do on this show. We debunk crazy lunatics and we tell the truth on this show. But Candy, however, doesn't do that at all. I don't even know if she can see the truth, to be honest. I think she's so like delusional and so crazy that the truth is just nowhere to be seen anymore. And today's crazy assumption or accusation is remember the plane that departed, I think Provo or something along those lines. I mean, there's so many things, there's so many angles. I kind of imagine Candy Owens in her like conspiracy theory room, you know, where you got photographs and things like that, and it's like one connection to the next, and it all just leads to Israel. Israel is everything, kind of like a crazy person would do, right? And honestly, Candace or Candy, she needs serious help. She really does. But here is another crazy lunatic statement that she's once again making, ladies and gentlemen. This time it's about that plane that suddenly disappeared. Have a watch.
I can now report to you that it is a fact that on 9/4, there were, this was not some dropping by in Utah as they were trying to claim because the plane needed to be serviced. That's what they ran with. They ran with, this could have been a routine servicing. I guess there's just no place from Egypt all the way to Utah that an Egyptian military plane can like get a tire changed. This is totally routine. Nothing to see here. Well, I'm telling you that for a fact, that plane was carrying military subcontractors. And for a fact, they were dropped off in Provo. Okay. And that they did not make it back to Cairo. I showed you the plane left. They left on September 10th. It then laid over in Wilmington, Delaware, and departed back for Cairo on the 11th. I am telling you that when that plane left, okay, those people were mysteriously missing from that plane. Okay. What's going on here? Why are Egyptian military subcontractors, what are Egyptian military subcontractors doing in the middle of Provo, Utah on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated? Okay. Again, I am saying as a fact, Kash Patel, please feel free to dispute this. In fact, I almost demand that you dispute it. I think you must. You've been saying everybody's conspiracy theorists. These conspiracies are dangerous. Thinking is dangerous. That aircraft was not in Utah for any routine servicing, okay? Rather extraordinarily, this person told me that it was there on some discreet mission. So discreet that this individual was scared for their life to present this information, but felt compelled to present it because they too were horrified, like the rest of the world. Again, the mistake that was made here was executing him publicly. People felt something, right? They felt something. They understood that whatever happened here was a tremendous act of evil. And so what it led to was goodness, more people standing up and doing something brave and saying, we need to root out this evil from our society. What were they doing there? When did they leave? Who are these individuals? I don't understand. Kash Patel, tell us about this flight. Tell us who was on it, okay? I wanted to be very thorough here.
Not compelled at all was this person to go to the police. Now, this person was compelled, albeit fearing for their life, to reveal the information to none other than Candy frickin' Owens. No one else, ladies and gentlemen. Not Kash Patel, not the FBI, no one else but Candy Owens. the arbiter of truth, right, ladies and gentlemen? Candy Owens is the one that knows all, sees all. I wonder what's actually on her computer screen. Probably more conspiracy theories. It's kind of like that scene from Pirates of the Caribbean, the third one, when you had the Chinese guy going, more steam. And they would put more steam on. It's kind of like, more conspiracy. Let's go. Not enough conspiracy, guys. I must have more. That's what it seems like, right? It's kind of nuts. Let's talk about the plane. Egyptian military operators, which, by the way, Egypt is a majority Islamic country. There's that line of thought. But what were they apparently doing in Utah on the day of Charlie Kirk being there? Even though loads of people have actually already debunked the timing of the plane's arrival, the plane's departure, you name it, where it came from, it's already been debunked. But, well, Candy Owens, the arbiter of truth, has been given a tip from someone that feared for their life. And it's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, it's a fact. So we're just going to have to take Candy Owens' word for it that it is a fact. No evidence whatsoever, nothing. It's just a fact from Candy Owens and her mummy slews of the internet. I see. Okay. We're doing that playbook again, are we? Just, it's consistent. And she demands that Kash Patel debunks her. Debunk this, Kash Patel. See, here's the thing. It's like a same old playbook. Heads or tails. Spoken about a number of times. Heads, she's right. Everyone will praise her. Tails, she's wrong. Everyone just forgets about it. Part of being a cult leader, isn't it? Anyway, what a crazy, crazy dingbat. But that's enough from me. You guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.